Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from the harbour of Cabo of the Seas. Hope you're all having a super fantastic day. Podcast number 2400. So today we are actually still anchored in the harbour right now. I just saw one of the transfers leaving for the port, so I'm not sure if they're going back to get more people or not. But 7:15, everybody was supposed to be on the last transfer. It is now 8 o'clock, and I think that's when we were supposed to. It's either 8 or 8:30 we're supposed to leave. So we're still at anchor. The Wi-Fi may not be so good right now, but we're dealing with it. We're working with it. I decided that this trip I am not leaving the ship until disembarkation day. And so I had a great time. We had this morning, one of the speakers did a brainstorming session with us, just one of those impromptu things. We met in the buffet, went around one of those round tables and sat there and had some great information. And then later on, a couple of the other speakers said, hey, we're going to do an impromptu mastermind. Come on down to this room. It's for an hour. And this was all before we docked in Cabo, because we weren't docking in Cabo until 12:30. Well, not docking, anchoring in Cabo till 12:30. Cabo is one of those ports where they don't have the structure at the wharf there to handle ships. So the ships drop anchor in the harbour, and then they use tenders to get backwards and forwards. And so a lot of people were getting off. It took them 2 hours of calling out, because everybody had to have tickets to get on the ship to go to their excursions and everything. And for 2 hours they were calling out the ticket numbers to go in different groups and things. There was like about 45 to 50 ticket groups that they had. And so it took them a couple of hours to get those off, and then they opened it up to anybody who didn't have a ticket. I stayed on board the ship along with a few other people, got to have a meeting with Teresa for a bit. Then she decided she needed to go work out, and I'm like, that's fine. I need to go take a nap. I have not had my nap yet, and that was at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. Every day I want to take a nap, and every day I have yet to take a nap on the ship. I have not had a snoozle. It is wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, and that's it. There's all this full stuff in between. So today I went and had lunch, and had lunch with a couple that I haven't had a lot of time to sit and talk with. And so there was a group of 5 of us sitting there just chit-chatting around and that sort of stuff. So getting to know them a little better. And then I got summoned by Casey. He needed to talk to me. And so after he talked to me, I then decided I'm going back to my room to have a schnoozle. I got back here. My room was not made up, which I thought was weird because I'd spoken. I finally got to meet Newman. Newman is my room steward. I finally got to meet him today. I needed my laundry bags. The cool part is I prepaid laundry, so I could get as much stuff washed and dried that I could get into the bags. And at $20 a load. No, actually, it was less than that because I bought 3. You could buy 3 at the top. And if I don't use all 3, they transfer to my next cruise, which is awesome. So I got that taken care of. Then met with some people for lunch. I was actually sitting by myself, and I was about to eat my dessert, and they spotted me and said, come over and join us, because they had just arrived. And then after lunch, I went and I thought, I'm going to come back here and have a snooze. The housekeeping hadn't been in today, so I was like, yeah, grabbed my stuff, went out onto the pool deck and found a table to sit at. Let Tessa know where I was sitting, so we did get some work done. Unfortunately, I parked us near the soft serve ice cream, so I had to go get a twist, which has been pretty good. I've been staying away from that stuff, but we had some today. And then when she went to go and do a workout, I stayed there for a little longer, did some more writing, got some lyrics playing around in my head for a new song, and so I was writing down little notes about those little lyrics that are flying around and trying to figure out what sort of order to put them in. And then I read some bits. So I'm getting my way through my book over there. You can't see it. My book over there on the nightstand. What's it called? Nash Falls. And now Nash Falls is part 1 of a 2-part book, because David Bordacci just brought out his latest book, Hope Rise or Hope Fall or something like that. And when I was reading the blurb on it, it said that it picks up where that book leaves off. So of course I have to read that book first, so I can then, since the other one picks up where that one leaves off. So my goal is to have that read before I get on the plane back to New Zealand, so that when I'm at the airport to go back to New Zealand, I can get Hope Rise, Hope Falls, What is that book called? Hang on. Let's see if we can quickly find out. I think it's Hope. Whoops. Spelling. Finger trouble. Let's see if it'll tell me what it is. Hope Rises. So yeah, it's book 2 of Walter Nash. It says it on the thing. So I'm reading Walter Nash, the Nash Falls, and then Hope Rises is going to be continuing on where that one ends off. So my goal is to have this finished by the end of the week, so I can get Hope Rises to read on my way home to New Zealand. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, but it was a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous day here. People were saying it was cold. It was beautiful. I thought it was wonderful. I didn't have it. I actually put shorts on today. When I was outside, I had shorts on and my t-shirt here and was very, very comfortable. There's a beautiful sea breeze coming in the window not far from where I was sitting out by the pool and in the shade, of course. And then after a bit, I was like, I'm going to go take a schnoozle. So I came down here to take a schnoozle, found out my room hadn't been cleaned at that point. And were they? Oh, yeah, they were. The house, all the housekeeping stuff was back out again. And I found out my room hadn't been made, but my laundry had disappeared. So I was like, yes. So while I was getting changed and getting ready for dinner, the housekeeper, my room steward, knocked on the door, and I said, "Give me 5 minutes." He never came back, but he caught up with me in the hallway as I was heading out for dinner. Had a yummy New York strip steak tonight. I'm having it again tomorrow. The advantages of being allergic to onions, you get to see the menu for the following night and you get to choose what you want without onions. Tonight was Spanish flavored and tomorrow is Asian flavored. And so I'm having New York strip again tomorrow night, but I had a really yummy apple crumble for dessert. And tomorrow night we're getting the royal chocolate cake. Yes. And there was nothing with chocolate in on the menu for tonight for the dessert. So I need some chocolate. I'm going to have to go wander and see if I can find some chocolate. Maybe I'll go and try in the cafe promenade and have a second dessert. I don't know. Sorry, my chocolate cravings are going nuts here. But it's been a really good day. Are we actually moving now? The engines have started. We're shuddering more than we were. I think we might be underway. Yay. Probably got everybody back on board by now. They haven't made any announcements for people missing, so we're good. But yes, so tonight we head up to Mazatlan. I'm not sure what time we arrive tomorrow, but I'm not getting off the day. I'll go and have breakfast. And then I'll go out by the pool again and just relax and read some more and do some more writing, see if I can get the song nutted out. Like I have some notes on lyrics that I want to put in there. It's just getting the order right and making sure it makes sense. So we'll see what happens with that. I've really been enjoying writing songs lately. So I actually had one of my friends were at dinner last night, and I gave her my phone and said, "Here, listen to this one." And I'd shown her the picture of the guy that sang that we got ChatGPT to create as the singer of that song. And so then I played the song for her, and she said it was really, really cool. And that one comes out on May 1st, in time for 4th of July. And then my next song I played for her again, which is going to come out on the 1st of August, is about the night that Brad passed. And like I already said, super fantastic and sparkling before that. But then I came up with the thing that no matter what happens today is always super fantastic and sparkling. And that's what that song is about, how that came up, how I came up with that just a few hours before Brad passed, and the role it played after Brad had passed. She said to me, she said, "You almost had," she says, "I am sitting here trying so hard not to cry." She says, "I've almost burst into tears twice." And I said, "Keep listening." And she was like, "Oh." So she keeps listening, and she almost burst into tears a third time. But she said it was an absolutely beautiful song. So that was really cool feedback. You were shuddering right now. We're turning. And so that was really cool feedback from her. And so I choose my people to hear the song just to get feedback on it. But that's our day. That was our day in Cabo. Oh, then we went and saw, after dinner, I told everybody I'm going to go to the 7 o'clock show. The 7 o'clock show is called Ballroom Fever, and it was a dance, and they did a lot of different dances in it. And it kind of, I'm still trying to figure out what the story was. They said they tell the story through dance, and I'm like, still thinking, what was the story? All I know is that the dancing and the singing was incredible. It was a super fantastic and very sparkly show. They had some really cool sparkly bits in there with the costumes and the backdrops and all of that. But it was a really good show. Lots of great dancing, great singing. Um, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. And my friend Tessa was with me, and she enjoyed it too. So and then others have said they're going to the 9 o'clock showing, and so they're going to have a fabulous time watching that show, especially if they're into dance and music. It was awesome. So can't wait to see what show we get to tomorrow. I'm not sure what show we get to tomorrow night, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here at some point tomorrow. For day, what's today? Day 2453. So tomorrow will be day 2454 from Mazatlan, and we'll update you tomorrow with what's happening with all of that. So go out, have a